Hello, it's the Imperfect Gardener. We are looking at radishes that are coming up right here. There's some grass we don't need over here. I'm going to pull a little of this out. These are my first crop coming in, my cold crop here. I kind of threw them in just generously, and as they're getting to be about an inch tall or so, you can either thin them out or not thin them out, depending on what you want to do. They're round ones, and so since they're round ones, I think I should thin them out a little bit because they're just going to be bumping like crazy into each other. I don't really eat that many radishes anyway, so all I'm going to do is come in here where any place, see this one's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, that one's fine. These don't look too bad, but right here it looks pretty clumped up. So I am just going to come in here and pull a few of these out and make it so they're more like about an inch apart. And you just grab some and pull them out of there. Now, you could just throw those away, or you could do what I do. Which, I didn't bring my hose out here today. I just wanted to show you how I kind of thin these a little. But what I can do is, since I don't have anything, you know, in some other areas that has come up yet, if I want to, I can stick these back in the ground. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's wet, and I come out here with the hose later, I could just move these over a little, which I sometimes do. Just make a little spot, move it over, stick it in the ground, and it'll grow a little bit over from those. But it just depends how many you want. I don't need this many, so I can pull some of them out. I have also gone years where I haven't pulled them out. I have just let them all grow together and they just bunch up. They just might not be as round or whatever. So I'm just pulling some of them out to make them so they're a little further apart. Yeah. Some people do this, some people don't. It's completely up to you. I am trying to give things a little more space this year, just to see if it does make a big difference. Because in the past I haven't always thinned things out. So I'm thinning out just a little. I'm not being perfect. They don't have to be a total inch apart. I just want, like these ones are just right on top of each other. So I want to pull one kind of out of the middle. You have to think about when you're doing it, you know, pull the one out that's right in the middle. That'll leave you a couple apart from each other just to make it a little better. So that's what I'm doing. Pulling those out. Like I said, if you want, you can stick them back in somewhere. Those could still make radishes. But I have this section of radishes, and I have some more down the road here that are coming up, and some more down there, which is plenty for me and my family. It's just a fun crop for early in spring. And I won't use it. You know, I don't eat tons of radishes. I even looked up pickling radishes. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I would want to pickle radishes, really. I just mostly want to eat some on a salad. So we'll have them while we have them, and then when they're gone. We can only eat so many anyway. So I'm pulling a few out so they can grow a little bit better and a little bit bigger, and they'll be a little bit happier. So there we go. All these other ones I can, like I said, toss aside. They'll be fine. If you want, though, you can stick them back in. I've done it with a lot of things. I've done it with broccoli, where I've thinned it out and then stuck it in somewhere else, and it grew just perfectly fine. Can you see my face? No, you can't. I don't think so. And I just going through and thinning, pulling some out to give a little more space. Like these two are right on top of each other. Just pull one out of there. And these two, they're all right. There's a couple that are just really, really close. Pull them out. So there's just at least a little bit of growing room for these. I do tend to keep some things thicker than others. Since these grow quickly and are done, I'm not worried about them getting too wet and damp and the leaves messing each other up and rotting, because they're radishes. They grow quick, fast, and then they're done. So the only reason I'm thinning them is to make a little more space for that radish under the ground to grow without being completely squashed against each other. So I just pull out a few, and then I might come back in next week and see how they're looking and see if I think I need to pull a few more out, you know, or in a few days. There they go. I do believe that I did a little experiment here where in the middle of this I threw in some Swiss chard or something, and I don't even know what that looks like, and I don't see it coming up yet. Somewhere here in the middle there should be something growing. It might be this, actually, because I see this down there coming up in the middle. So I'll have to go back and look. It's either Swiss chard or spinach or something. I was going to try growing in the middle of my radishes. And when the radishes are gone, this stuff will grow up big. So I got to leave that there for now and not pull it out because I don't think it's a weed. I think it's something I want to grow. Again, that's if you're a first-time gardener, that's one of the things that you really have to watch. Hello, I'm in the corner over here. Hi. If you are a first-time gardener, you will need to pay attention to what is growing up in your garden because sometimes you don't know what it is. And that's what I'm working on with some of the new things I haven't grown this year. I don't know the Swiss chard from the kale, the spinach. I don't know. So I have to go back, look at my little chart, and see what I grew there. And then I just look at the ground and see, is it something that's coming up in a row? Then it's probably not a weed. So I'll show you down here. Here is stuff growing down here. And you can see that something is coming along right here. I could think, oh no, that's grass. Well, no, it can't be grass because look, it's coming right in a straight line. And that's where I planted something. So that's something coming up. Okay, and then down here I have my more radishes. And there's something coming up in the middle of those right here. That looks like that's not a weed. I don't think that's a weed. So, like I say, you go along. You learn as you go. And hope that everything works out. So that's how you thin radishes. I've got more to thin out down here. Look how much are here. See, that's too much together. I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these out. And you can thin out your radishes very simply. That's the way it's done. Have a good day gardening. Hey, why haven't you shut off yet? That's not nice. Hee hee.